You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have to play a role in order to get certain benefits from the power structure. And if you want to play, call it spook by the door, whatever, those are case by case situations. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think the cooning in this situation has everything to do with the Memphis Police Department and just certain black officers. Because one of the biggest lines is they say black people should police their own communities, but this is a direct result in some cases when black people do police their own communities. They commit crimes in their communities, and it almost looks like a gang a gang task force wasn't any different than seeing a gang catch a nigga on the street. That didn't look any different than a World Star video we will watch.
That's crazy, but I want to think about this. Imagine the type of people they deal with on a daily to treat people like that. Could you obviously those black people, men, I could pull them up again. They don't give a fuck about black people.
I don't think they like
something that sensitized them to where they don't give a fuck, bro.
I don't think they even liked the way he sounded. Because one thing I know coming from the South is that niggas don't like when you be talking too proper around them. They be feeling a little apprehensive sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, I heard Star and a few other people bring that point up, and sometimes that is an issue. Sometimes that is an issue where you out here, somebody catches smoking, and when you reply, trying to speak the King's English, and niggas is like, oh, you think you some uppity nigga, huh? You think you fancy? Let's pack this nigga out. So, it's a lot of dynamics that played a role into the murder of this man. And we're in USN. We're gonna get into the Scorpion. We're gonna get into the Atlanta Red Dogs to Memphis Scorpion Unit pipeline by the head mammy in charge. We're definitely getting into that. We're definitely getting into that.
We got to go into what Jason Whitlock said too, because he breaks a lot of this stuff down. And I was going to say this.
Yeah.
And it might be a little controversial. I think, this is my thinking, I think I could have survived the knee on the neck, but I know I couldn't have survived these niggas ass beating, bro. No lie. I think I could have survived the knee on the neck. I would have took some short breaths, breathed it out, calmed down. But somebody beating on your ass like they was doing pepper spraying you.
No, they whooped that nigga ass,
bro.
Boy.
You can't survive, bro. And a lot of people saying he was dead before they hooked him up to the machine.
And that nigga was dying when his back was against the wall. I mean, when his back was against the car, he was slumped over and it was like, hey, man, get up. Like, what do you mean, hey, man, get up, bro? This nigga's dying. You just beat this nigga to death.
Bro, black cops are more aggressive with you, bro. Let's keep it a buck. All my experiences with black cops have been off the top tension for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm just
the black cops.
That's my experience. Yeah, black male cops. They seem to be a little more personal, man.
Because they can't let Whitey know that they're going soft on their own kind. They got to show out even harder to let them know that just because this is another nigger doesn't mean that I'm gonna cut him any slack. Doesn't mean that it's his lucky day. A black officer happened to show up. No, I want him when he sees a black officer. I want him to think, oh shit, this is my worst nightmare. This is no different than a white man stopping you and asking for your license and saying that we smell weed coming from your car. But we're gonna sick the dogs on you. We're getting you, pulling you out your car, pulling your girl out of car, patting her down, rubbing her down in front of you, violating, and sending you back in your way and taking a little $200-300 a date money tonight. Yeah. Go back in the house, nigga.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't think black authority works, bro.
What do you mean?
It just doesn't work. I think a lot of black, especially in America, we need counseling. I don't know what to say, bro. People are just dangerous, period. But you don't want these AI robots protecting us too. But like I said, you have to just be wary of the police because these niggas don't have no color once they pledge that fraternity. They are blue. They gonna ride for their crew. Bro, once you take a job like that, you wrapping everything that you got up into that shit. You say the white cops don't even be there. The black cops just be rude.
Hey, what you said earlier?
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, salute to the white cop who had his body camera on. That's what you were saying earlier.
Oh yeah, salute to the white cop who really was doing his damn job and had his body cam on like he was supposed to.
And like the rest of these niggas out here teeing off, holding them still, getting jaw shots. Let's go ahead and play this Jason Whitlock video. Before we do, Live and On Point Network, we here. Hit the link. Cash App, $ Florida Boy J. Hit that like button. Make sure likes reflects viewers tonight.
But black people don't even care about that because they trying to make sure the white guy get up out of there too. They ain't say appreciate you, white man. Thank you.
Are they supposed to? The white man's the one who got them niggas set up. The white man set them up.
How?
The white man went and had his camera on. If it wasn't for that,
no, I'm talking about the black people, us as a community.
Oh, you said we should
be thanking him. We should be trying to get the man locked up.
Should we be thanking the white man, or should we be looking at that white officer as setting up the play? Maybe he's the one who called the disturbance. Maybe he's the one who pulled them up, and maybe he set the play up and turned his camera on and had these niggas pack him out, and then sent the footage in and got them all suspended, or all fired.
But he got fired himself.
No, I understand that.
But they said it was taking his time to fire him.
Exactly, but maybe he was just collateral damage to set niggas up on some psyop shit within the police department.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not their first time doing niggas like this.
Courtesy of Fox News, Tucker Carlson, Jason Whitlock. You know what I'm saying? You got these, two journalists. I'll speak mildly of their profession.
Give them a chance, because I want you to give an unbiased opinion. Because you say you didn't see the video of Jason Whitlock. It went viral and Sierra responded.
Yeah, I seen Sierra's comments.
So I'm going to bring all that in for you. And I want you to just, just hear them out. We don't have to rush through. Because I know you hit Jason Whitlock, then you already, you already feel like you got the gist.
Everyone's behaving inappropriately, including these 5 Memphis police officers. It's an open and shut case. The camera from above captures the police doing something totally illegal. The second-degree murder charges are warranted. This is going to be a revisitation of the Walter Scott, the guy that got shot on camera by a cop in the back. He got convicted, went to prison. It's open and shut case. This is too. I don't get what people are protesting about. These are 5 black officers. The victim is black. The police chief is black. The police have been fired and charged, and they will be convicted, I would assume, by a predominantly black jury in a city that's 65% black. So the system is going to work here. What the other system that's working is the corporate media's insistence on promoting racial division at the behest, in my view, of the military-industrial complex. They want us all looking at this and not looking at what they're doing in Ukraine as they drag America and the world into World War III. This is a distraction, in my opinion. CNN hyped this video like they were hyping the Super Bowl.
Personally,
so far,
I mean, he has a point about everybody hyping the video up. For sure. He's right. It was an open and shut case. So far, so good. Jason Whitlock.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. What is the protest about?
Well,
so everything thus far you agree with, yes?
Yeah, pretty much. The protest about what do you mean? Why is everybody protesting? They're protesting police brutality, regardless of color or racial dynamics. That's what niggas are protesting at the end of the day. They're not police brutality transcends race. I think we all can agree on that, because we all were just speaking about how if there's black cops who go harder than white cops when they pull you over. So the protest was about police brutality. It wasn't about it was, you know what I'm saying? The officer's race to me has nothing to do with niggas who went out and protest. Obviously, because despite the race, niggas will not protest, because that to me is a direct result of it being about police brutality and not about white cops killing black unarmed people.
The protest was about the Nichols dude, because if it was about police brutality, niggas need to be protesting every day. You know what I mean? Don't protest when they get killed, because this shit. That's what I was saying before. It's so many places around the country. You got to imagine how often shit like this happen. You know what I mean? This shit ain't just no one day thing.
The asshole by the police?
Yeah,
I know what happened to me.
that's what I'm saying. Did you get a protest?
Nobody protests for me.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not about police brutality. It's about Nichols.
And there's really only 60 seconds of relevant content. You show the police misconduct from overhead as they brutalize this man and make it clear this is an open and shut case and the guys are going to be convicted, and we move on. They treated this like a Super Bowl, enraging people, promoting the violence, and this is the most important story in the history of the planet. It's not. What's going on in Ukraine and our military involvement in Ukraine, that's the most important story going on in the world, but
Yes,
they don't
right.
want you focused on that.
That is such a good point. And you would, I mean, you've been in the news business all your life, 35 years or something. I felt guilty putting that video on the screen, not because I was on anyone's side. I felt obviously bad about it. It was horrible. But because you don't want to put ugly things on TV and inflame passions. You want people to be reasonable and think things through and reach wise decisions. Why would news organizations, I mean, they really want to make people enraged, clearly.
They don't want us focused on reality. Hey, if they want us to devote an hour of coverage to this and weekend coverage of this, and they want to take us to a good place, I would examine the racial element of this, because there is a racial element. And this is a story about young black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. Everybody involved in this on the street level was either 24 to 32 years old. Everybody. It was a group of young black men, 5-on-1. Looked like gang violence to me. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected some or put some black woman in charge of the police force. And we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers. If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespect for authority, that causes you to resist the police and run from the police and not comply with the police because you resist authority at all time, because there was no male authority in your home, let's have that discussion.
He had a father, though. He had a father. So what is he talking about?
He had a stepfather. And we don't know how long that stepfather been in his life. Stepfather could have just married Mom Dukes last week. So yeah, we don't. A father in the home while you're growing up, we don't want to go by stepfather. But what do you think of what he said thus far? And what is the father? I'm tired of all the goddamn long. We got a step. Mama got a boyfriend. Mama got a life. That don't count. Mama got a life don't count as a father.
But, I mean, she says she don't need a baby daddy, but the baby needs a daddy.
No, I'm just joking. But
no, hold real shit. Listen, she says she don't need a baby daddy, but the baby needs a daddy.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't know if he had if he raised him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't. But
so we can't. I don't even want to assume that.
But why are we gonna assume that he was raised in a single parent home and that's the reason why he didn't respect authority? See, my issue. That's where the issue that I have with Jason Whitlock, where you are making assumptions and accusations when you don't even have enough knowledge to make a generalized statement like that. But what you're doing is making black stereotypical statements on predominantly white networks to affirm stereotypes about black men and black people in general. That's why you're a coon, Jason Whitlock. And just because I agree with sometimes with certain things you say, I understand at your core. And when they call on you in the ninth quarter, when something real shit goes down, you're gonna get in your coon bag. And that's literally what this was. You don't know his family dynamic. You don't know how long his stepfather was in his life. You don't know his dynamic with his father. You don't know if he had uncles around. You don't know if his mom taught him to respect authority. You don't know if he had a successful job and he was compliant with authority his whole life. You have no track record on his relationship with authority, but yet you're commenting and making general statements about him as if you have done a journalistic research to back up the statements that you're making on a whole race and culture of people. That's where I have an issue with what Jason Whitlock said. Yeah.
It's not where they want to take us. They want to take us down the path of saying, you know what? This is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random this is Donald Trump's fault. It's not. It's the breakdown of family and the buying in to all these left-wing things that have nothing to do with promoting family.
So why? So he wants to promote family?
Yeah, he wasn't speaking specifically about Nichols when he made that statement, but he was speaking of the overall problem that we have as a community. He was saying that
last time I checked, divorce rates were high across demographics, racial demographics. Divorce is high.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just black families not sticking together. It's families in general not sticking together. And maybe Jason Whitlock, wanted to pinpoint the black community because the black community was at topic of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to put single family households being the reason why Tyre Nichols died because he didn't respect authority, or because the police officers didn't respect authority as police officers or didn't respect black men. Now, I understand what he was saying about the black men dynamic. And that's a good point. And at that position, I do agree somewhat in that black men don't have enough respect for each other. That is a fair point to make. But in totality, I don't necessarily agree with him trying to blame single mother households in the reasoning why this occurred.
I do agree with him.
Go ahead.
I agree with him. I agree with him. I just that's that lifestyle talk about. I don't give a fuck. That's that I don't give a fuck mentality. That's that goddamn can't shut your damn mouth mentality. See, if you raised in the house with a man, he gonna let you know when it's time to open your fucking mouth and when it's time to shut the fuck up. It would been time for disrespecting him. Bless his soul, rest his soul. Nichols, he should have shut the fuck up. All that, yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? If they pulling you out the car, motherfucker telling you put your hands behind your back, context clues should tell you going to jail.
Nigga said context clues should tell you about to go to jail.
But if you raised in the house with a man who taught you, yo, this is the process, son. This is how you do things, bro. Yes. But if you raised in the house with a woman, by example, see, when a woman get in a situation, she could run her mouth. What's going on? What's going on? Somebody talk to me. Everybody ain't gonna talk to you as a man. Sometimes motherfucker gonna need you to put the pieces together, and you better put them together fast if you want to plan on living. That's just real. But they not teaching these young boys these type of military tactics to survive in life. It's like you got to have a military mindset, bro. Like Pop used to say, military mind mean military grind. You're not finna get no military mind from a single mother. Your mama ain't Shafina Shakur. You know what I mean? And they don't make no black women like Afina Shakur no more. Real talk. But you know what I mean?
And like I said, every time I went to jail, I was after the first time where they jumped on me and I got hit with a felony of resisting arrest with violence. After the first time, that was my nigga wake up call about 10 years ago. What is it? 2000? Damn, that shit was 11 years ago. I was 18. Damn, that shit was 11 years ago. January 13th on a Friday, 2012. It was Friday the 13th. Thank you. Thank you. Tay, bow. You can do everything and still get a bullet, man. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's to be that's hard, bro. I'm just saying. I mean, we all
They
know.
can, bro. You seen the guy who was eating a cheeseburger in Texas and they shot him up in the McDonald's parking lot? The cop got fired and charged with attempted murder. The guy was in the hospital fighting for his life.
Hmm.
You know what clip I'm talking about?
No,
The cop ran
explain to
down
me
on a
again.
nigga in McDonald's.
He was eating inside of McDonald's.
No, he was eating McDonald's in his car, like in a parking lot. And the cop opened his car door and shot in his car, and the guy tried to drive off. After the cop started shooting, the guy tried to drive off. Not when the cop opened the door, but the cop didn't dress up as police or knocked or nothing like that. He just opened the door and pulled his gun out.